said this will not happen again. Colombia will not submit until before any other condition, and we are paying the debts, the $5 billion US dollars, and even more that for subsidizing those from the fuels and the elites, and all Colombians have to pay for that. And that is a sovereign mistake, because with that money we could have developed the whole fuel process, we could have given the land to the rural workers, we could have continued to pay the peace efforts, and we could make that the exclusive regions and the excluded regions were not regions excluded anymore, as well as regions of coke producers, and be able to make the cocaine stop flowing through the territories. And beware, because that politics of the Caribbean, in which they are bringing those military vessels in the United States, the infrastructure that they have, they are producing the fentanyl, and the consumers in the U.S. that consume the fentanyl are increasing, because the fentanyl does not need of a foreign country, they do not need any foreign land, they just need that infrastructure, and they have it. And the consumers is not 30,000, it's over 100,000, the death of those consumers, and that is a humanitarian disaster. Trump needs to see and look at the society of the United States. The anti-drug policies does not have to do with invading Venezuela or Colombia or killing young people, because the problem that they have is that no one is going to give them the fentanyl if they do not produce it and consume it themselves. And they are going to continue to become the consumers of the drugs. I tell Norma, let's come back to our land. How can you think that all that money from the Colombian people that we needed for our peace, that we are going to hand it over to the old elites that just wasted Colombian money? So do not kneel. Do not kneel before anyone. We are not going to continue because I am here. And I am not upset by that. We are continuing to raise our flags. I've never been from the Liberal Party. I am from the left, because the Colombian transition means a confluence of values, socialist, progressive powers. Another Collins man that was a president said those words. And what I'm doing in my government, 21st century, is the revolution of Alfonso López Pumarejo, another person from Colima. The program of that man, but brought to reality. That is what the government of Petro is doing. And I can say it with moral authority that the liberalism in Colombia has a future, but here with us, with progressiveness. And that is why we need to raise our red flags high. Because we are walking in our ongoing revolution. If they take our pension reform away, those pension funds will break, because they have wasted that money. And that's what they are trying to do, trying to stay and retain those billions that the law is indicating need to go to the workers. The workers need to associate themselves, because if they have an accident, if they suffer any risk, well, they will not have the pensions that they need. If they continue in those efforts and they break the pact that they had with the government to support that pension reform, we cannot afford for the savings of those workers